Well, if it isn't our old friend, Dreadhorn Bommal. If this boss is getting you down, and it probably is if you're watching this video, then you've only gone and come to the right place, man. In this one, we're going to be covering all kinds of champions, man, ranging from even like a couple rare and very, very accessible epic champions that you can use to solo your way through this boss. Also, as a quick disclaimer at the start of this video, all of the champions that we're covering in this video are probably going to be built in Immortal and Regeneration gear. Mesiliac Priest Orn is not one of the champions, by the way, but he's just an example of a champion that I have built out in this way. And so, unless I like expressly mention otherwise, this will always be the kind of gear sets that you're gunning for on champions like this. We'll get started. If you're looking to start up a new Raid Shadow Legends account, man, there is only one way to do it, man. Use maybe get a promo link, which you can find down below at the top of the video description box, man, to jumpstart your new Raid account with Corrado Fox Hunter as your starter legendary, as well as a whole batch of sweet S-tier epic champions as well as you level up your new Raid account. All you gotta do is create that new Raid account on your PC or on a laptop by clicking the beginner promo link down below, man. Use that link to create a new Raid account, complete the tutorial. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, Rover's your dog, Felix is your cat, and Corrado Fox Hunter is your starter legendary. Alright, man. Let's do this, shall we? First and foremost, Master Butcher. Oh, this happy little dwarf right here, man. We're starting with the Rare Champs Ultra Budget option with Master Butcher. And this is a champ that I'm actually leveling up and ranking up right now on my free-to-play account, my 2-month-old free-to-play account, you know, as just a great budget choice, man, to take into Bommal. Cause why? Well, he brings a bunch of, like, provoke mechanics and stuff with his skills, but you're really just interested in his passive skill, which is bookable down to a 1-turn cooldown. What does this thing do? When attacked, heal all allies equal to the amount of damage taken to Master Butcher. Meaning, even though it says it does not work against bosses, the Bommal bombs, right? The bombs that Dreadhorn Bommal spawns, when those bombs explode, they deal 40% of a champion's health as damage to that champion, which means that if you have your Master Butcher as the highest health champion in your team and built in like Immortal and Regeneration gear and stuff, because you just want to be stocky as hell and tanky as hell, he's going to be responsible for keeping your team alive after all, but as long as he has the most health on your team, he's always going to out-heal the bombs across your whole team. So right here, man, we've got some footage of Master Butcher in action just as the Bommal bombs are about to explode, and you'll notice, actually, well, it happened quite quickly to be fair, but you would notice that when the first bomb from Dreadhorn Bommal explodes, the rest of the team just doesn't take any damage. Master Butcher just heals it all back, right? And so this is like one of my older free-to-play teams that I was using with Master Butcher combined with Rector Drath in the team to just completely take care of healing for this squad and get me through Bommal on this old free-to-play account. So that's why I'm building him again on my new free-to-play account as well. Now, you will notice two caveats with Master Butcher's passive. One, he doesn't heal himself. That's another reason to build him out in Regeneration and Immortal gear. He just heals all of your team, right? Your allies on the team. Doesn't heal himself with this passive. Important to note. You'll also notice that, yeah, it has a 1-turn cooldown, which does mean that as much high HP as you want to build your Master Butcher with, it's also important to have him moving quite fast so they can get this passive ready to use a second time if 2 bombs go off in quick succession. Next up of the rare champion variety, oh my goodness, boys, it's time to talk about Templar. Now, this is a rare champ that can take on Dreadhorn Bommal completely solo, I think even at like the hardest difficulties, which is kind of mental. It's a little bit nutty, but it's all because he has a 3-turn cooldown skill that applies a block damage buff on himself. So Immortal gear, Regeneration gear, the key, however, when building a block damage style champion like this, with like a 3-turn cooldown block damage champion into Bommal, I believe is that you want to have your speed on this champion to be 5 to 10 speed slower than whatever stage of Dreadhorn Bommal that you were against, which, by the way, down below in the description box below this video, I'm going to list all of the difficulties of Dreadhorn Bommal and all of the speeds of Dreadhorn Bommal so that you can speed tune these block damage style champions for taking on each stage, whichever stage it is that you're up to. If you want to solo it with a Templar, then hypothetically you can do that and speed tune him to do that. Do be aware that for a champion that's going to kill Bommal very, very slowly like this, and for a lot of the champions that are going to be soloing Dreadhorn Bommal on hard mode difficulty, you're going to want to have the masteries farmed on these champions like Templar, so you have the War Master mastery, and so you can actually kill Bommal in time. Otherwise, it's going to take so long to kill the boss on a lot of these solo champions, especially like Templar, rare champion, you know, that you're just going to run out of time before the boss dies, and so masteries do become essential in hard mode difficulty. Another thing about Templar is that you've got to manual the fight. It's not autoable. And the reason for that is, even if you build your Templar with 0 accuracy, right, there's still like a 3% chance that he will land the decreased speed on his A1 when you're attacking into the boss. Ooh. which is like a big problem, because if you land this decreased speed against the boss, then all of a sudden it's going to throw your block damage timings out of whack a little bit, and you're going to have to manual the fight and make sure that he continues to use the block damage at just the right time, right? There's always that risk of the decreased speed going up against the boss. And so yeah, it's a very interesting one. I should also mention as well, as I switch in over to the next champion in this list, that also down below in the description box below this video, if you want to use any of these champions to try and solo Dreadhorn Bommal, I've also linked videos from actually like a whole bunch of other content creators that have uploaded videos over the years here on YouTube covering a lot of these champions and how they can solo Bommal. More in-depth guides to those videos you can find down below, man. So make sure you check those out, man, for just like any further more in-depth information on any of these champions if you're looking to build them out into Bommal, because smarter people than me have like done the math on these champs and really figured out how to build these guys out. When it comes to Crimson Helm, it's very much the same as Templar, though. She brings a 310 cooldown when booked, block damage skill on the A2, and so she's kind of just like Templar, except she doesn't have that downside of potentially placing decreased speed on the A1, you know? So yeah, she's just like a better Templar for this job. And then just to make the point, you can do this with the likes of a legendary block damage champion as well. The likes of Helicath actually has a block damage skill, but it's on a 410 cooldown, but his block damage lasts for 2 turns. So this is just like another champion type. Again, I don't want to like, I'm not going to cover all of the block damage and unkillable style champions and stuff that can solo into Bommal. Again, just know that if you've got one of these types of champions, like the Helicath, like a Templar or whatever, then hypothetically you can get it done with these champs with just the right build. Next up, the easiest answers in the game to Dreadhorn Bommal. If you are lucky enough to pull yourself the likes of a Lady Annabelle from the Bannerlords faction, she's not even a Void epic, right? Just a Spirit Affinity epic. Not too difficult to get your hands on, kind of, in the grand scheme of things. Of course, a bit of luck is going to be involved, but Lady Annabelle is a straight up cheat code against Dreadhorn Bommal. She is the champion that got me through Dreadhorn Bommal for the very first time on my main account. And I still use it to this day to get through Bommal on my main account as well. She brings a double hit at A1. Each hit that actually heals her for a little bit of her max HP, which is great. And then on her passive, that's the only thing we care about, by the way, is her A1 and her passive. Heal this champion by 50% of their max HP whenever an ally or an enemy dies. And so while it's not super clear on the surface why this works against Dreadhorn Bommal, the bombs that Bommal summons on his side of the fight actually count as enemy champions. And so when those bombs explode and deal 40% health damage to Lady Annabelle, well, she instantly then heals for 50% of her health, right? And so, yeah, the bombs just heal Lady Annabelle, and there's no cooldown on this passive either, right? Unlike Master Butcher, she doesn't have that limitation, and so as long as she's in good regeneration, immortal gear, enough health, high speeds, so that she can survive through the rest of the boss's damage, she just has to live until the bombs go off, and they just keep her topped up, man. They just heal the crap out of her, dude. And so, just like before as well, just like with Templar, I won't mention this again, but you're going to need masteries on Lady Annabelle for the War Master mastery to get through hard mode Dreadhorn Bommal. If not, her damage is going to be so low that you will run out of time to actually get the boss dead, and so you got to be aware of that. Another absolute boss that can take on the boss of Dreadhorn Bommal in much the same way as Lady Annabelle is Burangiri, who has word for word an identical passive skill to Lady Annabelle. Which is kind of crazy, man. It's like absolutely identical in every way. He's a little bit tougher to keep alive because he doesn't bring any healing on his A1, but besides that, I don't know, dude. He's just a Shadowkin Lady Annabelle as far as soloing Dreadhorn Bommal goes. So Lady Annabelle, Burangiri are both very, very succulent answers, man, for taking on Bommal. They will basically get you sorted all the way through all of the hardest difficulties. No problem, man. It's just a question of gear and just gear quality. Next up, would you know it? It's not a coincidence that my promo code is up on the screen again just now, but you notice that the champion that you get at level 30 for using my beginner promo link is the next champion we're about to cover, man. It's good old Vegas, right? Vegas is the man. This is the reason I always push to get Vegas included in my beginner sign-up links, right? So that you can get Vegas for free on your new raid account. This guy is just insane. Ally protect and all of that good stuff to help you out in the likes of Ice Golem and Clan Boss and stuff early on in the game, but Vegas can solo the crap out of Dreadhorn Bommal. Now, Vegas is one of the exceptions to the rule, man. You do still want to build out Vegas in Immortal and Regeneration gear, if you're going to use him to solo Dreadhorn Bommal, that is. You also want to build Vegas out with high resistance stats because of how his passive works and because of how he's going to survive against Dreadhorn Bommal. So high HP, high speeds, as you always want in regeneration gear, but also 450 resistance on your Vegas if you're looking to solo hard mode Doom Tower. If you're looking to solo just normal mode Doom Tower Dreadhorn Bommal with Vegas, 270, 260-ish resistance will do just fine through all difficulties of normal mode Doom Tower Dreadhorn Bommal. You need the resistance to basically avoid the buff strip effect coming out from Bommal, right? It's important because of Vegas's passive. So Vegas's passive, it's on a 110 cooldown when fully booked. 110 cooldown, I was about to say, dude. Oh my god. Place a shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of their max HP for 2 turns whenever this champion loses 10% or more of their max HP from a single hit. And so, lovely. Lots of survival from that. And then the active effect on a 110 cooldown is place a continuous heal buff on this champion for 2 turns every time their HP drops below 50%. And so you need a resistance, right? These are your big old survival tools that are going to allow you Vegas to survive in a very, very unique way against Dreadhorn Bommal by just avoiding having these buffs sort of ripped off by Bommal's skills. I forget which of Bommal's abilities actually like buff strips, but it's nasty and you don't want anything to do with it if you're going to be running your Vegas. Vegas is uniquely awesome, by the way, and this is another reason I like to push him as part of my beginner promo links, is because you can also build Vegas in a destroy set with high resistances as well, and you can also solo Scarab King in much the same way in Doom Tower, which is just awesome. Like, this guy is just a monster, absolute custodies of a beast of a champion, man. Yeah, love bringing up Vegas at every opportunity. Next up, we've got some legendary mentions, which, by the way, if you feel like I missed any of the more budget options, like epic champions and stuff like that, that can solo the crap out of Bommal, make sure you let me know down below, and make sure you let everybody else know down below, because it's one of those bosses that a lot of people can get really, really stuck on, and so knowing if there's a champion on your roster that, oh my god, wait a minute, this champion can actually solo this boss that's really caused me a huge headache, it's really, really good to know. So if I do miss any, which I almost definitely will, make sure to plop some down below, man. Alsco Crimson Horn is another shout out that I'm shouting about just because I got him on my main account recently. Great champion, but again, he brings that 2 turn duration block damage buff, but on a 4 turn cooldown, he can do the job. Alsco's build is going to be very, very comparable to that of the Helicath build that we touched on a bit earlier on. I didn't mention these specific stats. You're looking at like 95k health, 3.5k defense, big old defensive stats, and that minimum of like 240 speed. So that you're like 5 to 10 speeds slower than the hardest difficulty of hard mode Doom Tower is what we're talking about here. You know what I'm saying? Next up, we've got Samar Gemcast, man. Legendary Dwarf Champion. He's crap. Dude, he's just useless everywhere. Apart from Dreadhorn Bommal, man. And the good thing about Samar is that, okay, he's just like an awful champion, just like absolutely terrible. His kid, oh, hello, no, oh my god, the cutest cat in the world has just decided to grace us with her company. Oh, she's absolutely incredible. Okay, lovely. Can't see half my screen now, but that's all good. Anyways, yes, Samar. The good thing about good old Sammy over here is that he doesn't require any books. No books at all required. Just a stocky amount, just like 85,000 health. 240 speed, run him with speed. You just want to run this guy as fast as bloody possible. It is possible to run him too fast to where his passive no longer works and kind of breaks a little bit against Dreadhorn Bommal. Again, there's going to be a guide for this guy down below in the description box as well if you do have him and you want to use him to solo Bommal. He is a good egg for getting this done. We'll need masteries and all that stuff, but this is his passive, man. 410 cooldown, passive effect. Place a block damage buff on this champion for 110 at the start of each round. Okay, cool. Then the active effect, block incoming damage and place block damage buff on this champ for 110 when they receive a hit that would drop their HP below 30%. And so this passive, combined with Immortal and Regeneration gear, and just really, really high speeds, but not like omega fast, not like 350 or something. I'm pretty sure that'll like just break it. Samar, useless and loathed as he is, does actually have a good unbooked use on your account for soloing Bommal, whether it's in Doom Tower or whether it's just in like a faction limited Cursed City room or something like that, you know, at some point on your account as well. So he does actually have some use on people's accounts, man. He gets a bit of a bad rap. No, he doesn't. He's kind of garbage everywhere else. But you know what I'm saying? At least he's usable unbooked into Bommal, man. He's got that going for him at least. Next up, we've got Raf Matar. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this guy, but just know the legendary with a mention HP based and brings one of those 310 cooldown block damage skills that you can get synced up with the boss with just a happy little speed tune like the earlier block damage champs that we covered a bit earlier on in the video. And perhaps one of the most badass champions in the game in terms of just visuals. No, dude, Kyoku looks absolutely insane. Is another one of these champs that can pull this off, right? She places block damage on herself, gets an extra turn on a 4-turn cooldown, block damage skill on her A3. And so, yeah, another one of those champs that's just kind of pretty solid everywhere, well worth building out, and can be used to solo the crap out of Bommal. Once again, guide down below in the description box, man. That's a whole bunch of champions, at least off the top of my head, that I can think up. I've almost definitely missed some, but hopefully you've got at least one of these champions on your account that you can use to now take on Bommal and actually ascend up your way through the difficulties in Doom Tower and enjoy all of those saucy rewards without getting stuck on Bommal. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all did enjoy this one, man. If you did, make sure you did like on the video and all of that good stuff. Plop down any champions that I missed in the comments as well while you're down there. And remember that you can always sign up to Raid. Use my beginner promo link to get yourself off to the best start possible on a new Raid account, man. You can find that promo link down below at the top of the video description box, man. Simply click on that link, use it to sign up to Raid, create your new account, and bam! All of the most wondrous gifts that you can possibly think up, including Corrado Fox and Deb, because who doesn't want Corrado, man, will be yours on your new Raid account. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.